April 4th, 1965, in Manhattan, New York City, into a world brimming with creativity, chaos, and contradictions. His father, Robert Downey Jr., was a celebrated underground filmmaker known for his experimental work, while his mother, Elsie, was an actress. From the very beginning, Robert's life was entangled in the surreal energy of Hollywood, but it came with a dark cost. At the tender age of 6, his father introduced him to marijuana, a decision Robert would later describe as a misguided act of love. It was a symbolic moment that would set the stage for decades of struggle with addiction, pain, and ultimately, transformation. Growing up in such a permissive and erratic environment, young Robert had little structure. He moved frequently, changed schools, and was exposed to drugs and dysfunction far earlier than most. Acting was in his blood, and by the time he was 5, he was already appearing in his father's film pound. While most children were learning to ride bikes or read, Robert was performing in front of cameras and navigating the chaos of adult conversations. His talent was undeniable, but so was the growing shadow within him. By the 1980s, Downey had started building a name for himself in Hollywood. He appeared in Weird Science, Less Than Zero, and even briefly joined Saturday Night Live. In Less Than Zero, he portrayed a drug-addicted rich kid spiraling out of control, a character eerily similar to his real life. The performance was so hauntingly accurate because he wasn't just acting. He was living that reality. The line between his roles and his life began to blur dangerously. Through the late 1990s and early 2000s, Downey's life spiraled into one of the most public and devastating falls from grace in Hollywood history. He was arrested numerous times for drug possession. He missed court dates, violated probation, and was in and out of jail and rehab. In one infamous incident, he broke into a neighbor's house under the influence and passed out in their bed, believing it was his own. Studios stopped casting him. Directors wouldn't insure him. He was deemed unreliable, unstable, and unhireable. At one point, he was living in his car, estranged from his family, financially ruined, and emotionally shattered. But what few knew was that during this time, Robert was fighting a war no one could see. The battle was not just against drugs, it was against his own mind, his own trauma, and the ghosts of his childhood. He was a brilliant actor trapped in a collapsing world, a man whose intelligence and wit often masked the unbearable pain he carried. He experimented with different paths to healing: therapy, meditation, martial arts, and spiritual practices. He wanted to be free but didn't know how. Everything began to change when he met Susan Levin, a sharp-driven film producer he met on the set of Gothika in 2003.